We're trying to get the sound now. Oh, there's Dirk. Dirk, we don't have any sound. The sound box is not. You might have to do it from his end. I think Chris is going to have to do it on his end from over there. Me either. That's why I think it's got to be done from over there. It might be an older system.
Now we have to deal with whatever comes up. It's a micro, it's a wireless.
I think we sat next to each other.
Not that I know of.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting shortly, but just to let you know, we have some reserved seating for law enforcement and mayors and dignitaries right over here, so please feel free to make your way to the seats for law enforcement and mayors.
Derek.
Yeah, I want to make sure this is running first. I don't have my audio.
Do we have the? You see Derek? You know where Derek is?
What's that?
You see Derek?
No, I haven't.
Derek.
Derek. Derek.
All right, sit down.
Okay. All right. So, what do you need? Is there something I can help you out with?
No, I need to Facebook account for.
All right. Well, screw it.
No ball pop.
It was nice.
That feeling where you're like, oh, it's okay. Like, I can recover.
Right click on the map. Right click and space key on the map.
We're good?
You guys have sound?
Good? Louder?
Excuse me, can I just get on video?
That's the one too? Guys good? Alright. Yeah, this one's up, man. This one's good. Somebody hit a point.
Can you just one more time? Yeah, we can hear.
I'm back. I thought about that. Yeah, but it might have been too much. What are we, 30 feet? Right. Listen though, with these, you know Joker's fine. You're shooting 36 meg. Yeah, we're good. I'm at 16. That's what I was. I
Testing 1, 2.
No, I'm not even using it. No, we're going to go over here. It's going to come. Well, then I have to change the whole setup.
I like to hide out in Mao. Very nice. Good to see you. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning shortly. Can all our dignitaries please make their way to their assigned seats? Can you please make your way to your assigned seats?
I'm live streaming with you with audio. Is that audio?
It's a little hot.
I feel like 100 years old. My legs are killing me here. Oh, I got it. I got it.
Oh, good. How's the sound? Did it static?
Yeah.
You know, I love the crossing. That cowboy hat of his is awesome.
Oh, that's good.
It's as good as we can get.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Callow?
Dennis Callow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can everyone please make their way to their seats? Can everyone please begin to make their way to their seats?
Can I put this up a tiny bit?
Yeah. Yes.
Like that.
Yep. Hey, did you find it? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Melissa took them when I gave them for her yesterday. Who was it? Who is it? Board of Social Services? Who came up? Jim? Okay. They may not be ready right now. Okay, good. Sorry. I'm sorry to snip at you. All right, bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, can everyone please begin to take their seats? Can you please make your way to your seats, especially if you're a dignitary and you have assigned seating? Thank you very much.
Right now. Let's see. I've already used 25% of my battery. That's ridiculous. Crap. Look.
Maybe you'll get it in now.
Okay. We're up, Garrett. No problem.
We're up?
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
This is for Anthony's page. His personal.
Shake your hand.
Oh, okay. It's not going to have any sound.
It won't be direct.
I'm into the box.
Yeah. You don't need to do that.
Is it clean?
Michael, I just need you to hit the OK button.
Tell me when.
As long as you look pretty much straight.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand for the presentation of colors, which will be led by the Bergen County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard.
Honor guard, up and move! Right shoulder, move! Right. Off time, push! Left, right. Honor guard, pull! Left, peace!
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Frederick L. Johnson of Shiloh AME Zion Church of Englewood.
Honor guard, freeze, set, pull!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by Casey Bidell of the Bergen County Academies.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Casey. Please remain standing as the colors are retired.
Honor guard, shoulder, pull! Right, peace! Forward, push! Left, right! Left, right!
Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by former Bergen County Freeholder, the Reverend Dr. Vernon C. Walton.
Let us pray. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met Thee, lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world we forget Thee. Shadow beneath Thy hand may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. In the spirit of our ancestors, our founding mothers and fathers, we say thank you for the sacrifices made and the shed blood of so many whose names we will never know. For the sake of democracy, we say thank you. We thank you for the gift of this sacred moment and for the promise and hope that this moment in time brings to us all. God, we offer Anthony Curitan to you as you have expanded his territory. Our prayer is that you would order his footsteps, that you would guide his tongue, that you would saturate him with humility, make him sensitive to what is just and fair, surround him with people with his best interest in mind. Finally, we ask your blessings of our community, our state, and our entire nation. Help us to experience in the true sense the beloved community, a nation and community not divided by the haves and have-nots, not divided by race, gender, or preference. But we ask that you would help us to focus on our common bonds, our common experiences, and shared goals. We offer ourselves completely and totally to you for your divine guidance and direction. This is our prayer in the name of our liberating King. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Please be seated. Before we begin the speaking program, we'd like to acknowledge some of the dignitaries in attendance. We have Bergen County Executive Jim Tedesco, Clerk John Hogan, Prosecutor Dennis Callow, the Representative for Surrogate Mike Dressler, Chief Kevin Pell of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, Warden Stephen Arendt of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, Freeholder Chairman Tom Sullivan, Freeholder Vice Chair Jermaine Ortiz, Freeholder Pro Tempore Mary Amoroso, Freeholder Dr. Joan Voss, Freeholder David Gans, Freeholder Tracy Zur, Freeholder Steve Tonelli, United States Congressman Bill Pasquarel, United States Congressman Josh Gottheimer, New Jersey Attorney General Gerbir Graywall, Senator Paul Sarlo, Senator Joe Lagana, Assemblyman Gary Scher, Assemblyman Chris Tully, Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, Assemblyman Clinton Calabrese, Assemblyman Pedro Mejia, Assemblywoman Lavonda Sumter, Union County Sheriff Peter Corvelli, Hudson County Sheriff Frank Shalari, Assemblywoman Valerie Veneri Huddle, Superior Court Judge Joseph Rosa, Bergen County Democratic Chairman Lou Stellato, Bergen County Democratic Vice Chair Balpreet Graywall-Verk, New Jersey Democratic Chair and Passaic County Democratic Chair John Curry, representatives for United States Senator Bob Menendez, and representatives for United States Senator Cory Booker, as well as a number of mayors, council members, police chiefs, and esteemed guests in attendance. If we missed anyone, we do apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bergen County Clerk John Hogan for the certification of election.
It is an understatement to say that this was a challenging election to deliver. My most challenging since Hurricane Sandy. I'm proud to report that due to the mutual respect of the Board of Elections, the Office of the Superintendent of Elections, and the County Clerk's Elections Division, despite the challenges of new election laws that were sent to us by the state and told us to carry out this year with the same resources we have, which was strained to the max, and despite the fact that we had to deliver a sheriff's election in just 7 weeks, we delivered a fair, honest, open, hack-free election in Bergen County. That's something we're proud of. And we certified that election last night. I'm pleased now to certify the results of the sheriff's election. This is to certify the general election on the 6th day of November in the year 2018. James M. Ahern received 3,407 votes. Robert P. Tormo, 12,509 votes. Robert J. Kugler received 13,203 votes. John M. DiLorenzo III received 118,924 votes, and Anthony Curitin received 171,928 votes. As a result, Anthony Curitin was duly elected to serve as the sheriff for a full 3-year term in the county of Bergen. Sheriff Curitin, can I present this to you? Am I premature in saying that, Sheriff?
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Our next speaker serves as the chairman of the Board of Chosen Freeholders. Please welcome Tom Sullivan.
Good morning, everyone. I always like speaking after Hogan and before Tedesco. It's good. But I have the task of welcoming everybody here today on such a special day in Bergen County. It is my honor to stand here with our soon-to-be next sheriff of Bergen County, Anthony Curitin, who I've known for quite some time. And if you get to know Anthony, you get to love Anthony. He's just that kind of an individual. He puts his heart and soul into whatever he does, and he will continue to do it for the next 3 years. This election was a very special election. We did something here in Bergen County that has never been done before. Anthony's did it. We all did it, right? We elected the first African American ever as sheriff. I hope I'm not cutting into the county executive's remarks. It just shows the diversity here in Bergen County. We have a diversified college board. Our freeholders are 4 women and 3 men. They remind me every day about that. But it just goes to show how Bergen County is ahead in everything we do and what we do. And regardless if Anthony's African American or not, Anthony Curitin got the job because he's the right man for the job. And that is something that we need to take forward with us, that regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, you get the job because you deserve the job. And that's where we should be in this country. And unfortunately, we're not quite there. But Bergen County is going to continue to do it. We're going to do it with Anthony Curitin, our freeholders, and everybody else. Thank you for coming. Anthony, congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman. Our next speaker serves as our county executive. Please welcome Jim Tedesco.
Good morning. First of all, let me say thank you. Thank you all for coming to this important, wonderful day in the history of Bergen County. To the men and women of law enforcement, thank you for being here today, but thank you for what you do for us every single day. We truly appreciate that in Bergen County. Thank you. We're here today to celebrate a new chapter for Bergen County's Sheriff's Office. For the past 4 years as the county executive and before as a freeholder, I have been proud to work alongside the men and women of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office. Together with the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, we have partnered to address some of the biggest challenges facing our communities, particularly the epidemic of opioid addiction under Operation Helping Hand, which was started and led by now Attorney General Rebecca Graywall. Day after day, these dedicated public servants work to support safety and justice for the nearly 1 million residents and countless visitors to this wonderful county. If you go to the Bergen County Sheriff's Office website, you'll see a list of values: loyalty, ethics, accountability, duty, education, respect, service, honor, integrity, and professionalism. These values are what the men and women live by day. This is also the way Anthony Curitan runs his life. He is a man of impeccable integrity, honesty, but has a compassion for people and a compassion for the law. I know, being on the campaign trail with him for the last 7 weeks as a partner, how he campaigned and what he campaigned for the righteousness and the honor and dignity of all 1 million people that call Bergen County their home. The qualities and values that Anthony embodies are what will continue to give him the guidance and leadership as he becomes our sheriff. Anthony will work diligently and compassionately to provide both safety and justice for all the people. In a county as diverse as Bergen County, our leaders should reflect our communities. You heard the Freeholder Chair talk about that. That's a commitment that we all have to all of you, to make government look and reflect what the county is. As a career law enforcement officer, husband, father, person of faith, Anthony Curitan reflects what is best about the different communities of people who make their home in Bergen County. Anthony will be a Bergen County sheriff for all. And I look forward to working with him and all the men and women of the sheriff's office to do good work for our residents for years to come. It's an exciting day for Bergen County, and now I'm pleased to invite my friend, our friend, and Bergen County's own Attorney General, Rabir Graywall, to this podium.
Good morning, everyone. To the county executive, to soon-to-be Sheriff Curitan, to all the dignitaries and guests and family members here, it's an honor and a privilege for me to be with you today. And it's a special honor and a special privilege to be back among the women and men of Bergen County law enforcement. And I want to start by thanking each of them. You see, as a former federal prosecutor and as a former county prosecutor and now as Attorney General, I know firsthand the challenges, the risks, and the demands that you, our law enforcement professionals, face each and every day you put on your uniforms. And I also know that today we are asking you to do much, much more with much less. Today, you're being asked to do more than just ensure public safety. So much more than maintaining law enforcement in our communities. Today, you're being asked to serve as mentors, as mental health counselors, as substance abuse counselors, big brothers, big sisters, marriage mediators, and even community relations experts in the midst of crises. And despite all of those challenges and all of those demands, of course, you have stepped up to fill those roles and many, many more. And here's what else I know. As someone who's had the privilege to lead 2 law enforcement organizations, first here in Bergen County, now as the Attorney General, I know that those organizations are bigger than just one person, that they are bigger than the person leading them, that it is each of you, our law enforcement professionals, men and women who put on the uniform each and every day, that do the hard work that I just described, And that's precisely what the men and women of the Bergen County Sheriff's Department did on September 21st of this year. When their leadership stepped down, they stood up. They stepped up and did what they did every day before that. They served the residents of this county, all those that work here, all those that travel through here, professionally, with honor, and by always treating everyone with dignity and with respect. And I want to thank them personally for not being distracted and for continuing to execute their mission under difficult circumstances. And I especially want to thank Chief Kevin Pell for his leadership through this country. And to the men and women of the Office of the Bergen County Sheriff, I encourage you to move forward with that same professionalism you've displayed over the last several months. To Anthony, soon to be Sheriff Curitan, I congratulate you and your family as you take this next step in your long public service journey, which began nearly 30 years ago, 28 years ago, with the Englewood Police Department and continued to this very department. You have done much already for the men and women of Bergen County law enforcement and to the citizens of this county through your work as a police officer and as through your work with the Bergen County chapter of the NAACP, among other things. But now you have the opportunity to do more for this department, more for this county, and more for this state. And I think at this moment it's important to remember that those of us fortunate enough to be in these positions of leadership are simply caretakers. As we've seen, it's the men and women that I talked about a moment ago who execute their missions regardless of who's at the top. They are loyal to their oaths, their missions, and their organizations. And our goals, Anthony, as leaders should always be to leave these organizations better than we found them. And we do that by setting the tone at the top, by always acting without fear or favor, by acknowledging the successes of those who work for us, and by holding accountable those who work for us when they fall short, and by ensuring that we give the men and women who we are responsible for all the tools and all the training and everything they need, all the support to execute their duties professionally and safely. And I am certain that if you do that, you will leave this department better than you found it, and you will lead it to great heights in the future. Again, I am thrilled and honored to be here with you this morning, and now it's my honor to administer your oath of office as you set on your public service journey. Thank you. Like a Saturday Night Live. All right. I'm good, I got it. If you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Anthony Curitan, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith.
I will bear true faith
and
allegiance
to the same.
And
to the governments. Established in the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully. Impartially. And justly. Perform all the duties of. The office of sheriff. Of the county of Bergen. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Bergen County Sheriff, Anthony Puritan.
Good morning. I've gotten to the custom of giving thanks to the man above for all he's done for me. I take not for granted that he allowed me to wake up and see this day. He allowed me to do the 44 days of running around the county of Bergen. And he's blessed me so much with my wife and my 2 kids. And I don't take that for granted. But I stand here humbled at this moment, aware of the great responsibilities I now carry, mindful of the experiences and ready to serve as your Bergen County Sheriff. I'm sorry, I have a disclaimer over here. I must say, coming from the Baptist world, as I've been taught, if I don't get an amen, that sermon goes for about 2 hours. It wasn't long ago that the idea of being elected to the position was dismissed and an attainable dream. Despite the enormous strides we have made, the county demographics didn't work in my favor. Two weeks ago, the spirit of Bergen County burned bright, and your voices shine as those who said today was impossible. And I thank you. You people proved the naysayers wrong, showing the greatness and true character of our community. My candidacy was unexpected. It was an accelerated journey that I not take alone. And through the many towns and communities that I went through, it was such a great pleasure to have that one-on-one contact and feel from the people, to feel that the mere fact I was running the race, that they appreciated the things that not only I was doing, but all the public service of Bergen County. And I must give thanks to all my faith leaders. Reverend Jackson, who couldn't be here, the Reverend Dr. McKinney, Reverend Lester Taylor, and my dear friend, my brother, my spiritual leader, I'm sorry, my other brother, my spiritual leader, who had taught me the importance of having that relationship with God and people, the Reverend Dr. Vernon C. Walton, who I love dearly. And to my wife and my daughters, Kiara and Raven. For the past month, they have tolerated me somewhat than you can possibly imagine. The late nights, the early mornings, the uninterrupted love that I received from all of them made it very easy to run the race. And I'm just all so grateful. forgive me, it's the cold. Thank you to Chairman Lou Stellato and the Bergen County Democratic Committee. Thank you for all you've done for me over these last few months, few weeks, and for believing in my ability to lead the Sheriff's Office. I would not be standing here alone by myself if it wasn't for Chairman Stellato and the Bergen County Democratic Committee. And thank you to my elected official, my extended family, Congressman Bill Pascrell. Wisdom and spoken words he provided me along this trek, his public acknowledgement of our friendship is really inspirational. Reverend Taylor had to throw him out the church because he came there and preached one Sunday. Congressman Josh Gottenheimer. Some years ago, we started our relationship, and it's grown, unlike he. During the campaign, we deemed ourselves as the two smallest individuals with the biggest mouth. But I want to extend a special thanks to our Attorney General, Graywall, Revere, a young man who I met a couple years ago. And we developed a friendship that extended beyond the political world. And I've learned about his love and passion for social justice and really giving back to the people. And as the county executive said, the Helping Hand project that he started and put in place touched the lives of many. Especially, you know, we have this addiction of opioid crisis that affect everybody, so it's not specific to none. And I want to extend my hand to him and say thank you for bringing that to Bergen County. Speaking of great work, it was 4 years ago. I had the opportunity of, maybe 5 years ago, meeting this young man over here. And when he decided to run for county exec, I called him and volunteered my services, what little I can help. But as his record reflects, he's a man of who likes to challenge. He's a man that holds his word. And every time I talk to him, his word, as we say, is bond. He never deviates from it. And that's our county executive, Mr. Jim Tedesco. And the same can be said, you ready for it? Our freeholder board. I've grown to love all of them, except Tom Sullivan. We joke and say that's the brother from the other mother. But we have a great relationship, and again, I remember 4 years ago, we've joined each other at the hip, and we become the comedy tour when we go out. And most proudly, I like to stand here before the men and women of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office. Nearly 4 years ago, never in my mind I thought I'll be standing for them, serving as their sheriff. And during my first 2 years on the administrative side, I've learned so much about Chief Pell. I've learned so much about so much of the other individuals that work in the office. Captain Coolidge, Captain Griffin. And I'm looking forward to working with those gentlemen. My last 2 years I worked in the jail. And that was a wonderful experience because as the Attorney General, I got the opportunity to work with several individuals that had to deal with the opiate crisis. And I also had the opportunity to work with the corrections officers that sometimes we take for granted, but they're the core of our society because they deal with these individuals that need to be turned around. And from what I witnessed in that time in the jail, it's a hard job, but it's a rewarding job when you realize you can touch so many. And I want to thank the brothers and sisters, men and women in the Bergen County Correctional Institution for the work they give and serve. Your duties do not go unnoticed. Chief Pell. He doesn't like to be in the front. When I say that, out in the front of the lights, but he's a man that garnered my respect 4 years ago by the way he carried himself, by the respect that he received from the men and women in the Sheriff Department, and by what he did the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and taking over this agency and keeping it together, keeping the spirit of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office alive and well, and to see the officers and to see the civilians in the department still stand with him. I take my hat off to you and show appreciation not as the sheriff, but as the proud resident of Bergen County. To all my brothers and sisters in law enforcement, I believe we have the Chief Association here. Many of my brothers in law enforcement I do know, and I want to thank you for coming out. The job is not easy. We can't do it alone, but we can definitely do it with respect and honor. We serve the fine people of Bergen County, and don't think for 1 minute the people of Bergen County do not appreciate what you do. So with that, I think we need to continue to embrace our community. We have a loving community, we have a diverse community, and 15-something years of my life, it's been in this lovely community. If I got an amen, I would answer. There's so much to be said, but I'm just going to end with this, because I got like 3 pages left. I love the county of Bergen. I love the new friends I've made. I love some of the old friends who stood by me. I could have it no better than what I have. God has given me so much. And just giving him all the praises and having the opportunity to work before you, I think no other words to be said. So with that being said, thank you for allowing me to be your Bergen County Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Sheriff. Can you please give him another round of applause? We have 2 special presentations. The first one will be delivered by Congressman Bill Pascrell. Please welcome Congressman Pascrell.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Reverend clergy, an honor to be here. And I just know that Natalie and your beautiful daughters are so proud, because this is not only a milestone, this is a turn in the corner. Just today on the front page of the New York Times, there's an article about the runoff campaign for governor in the state of Mississippi. The governor, the acting governor there, who's running, she made a statement to one of her friends that they could be assured they'd be sitting in the front row at the first public hanging. So I immediately got on the phone to my brother, Congressman Benny Thompson, down in Mississippi, to send that governor, our candidate, a check. Because people have to stand up. You cannot be quiet. That's the age that we're living in. So I'm proud to be an American, and I'm proud to be here with all of you to see this very special day. We wish Anthony the best that anyone can imagine. The other sheriffs that are here, from Hudson and Passaic counties, I know you're real brothers, and I know you'll help, because he needs our support, like any sheriff would, and he's going to count on it. And Lou, we clapped for you before, but you had the courage to do what you did, and we will not forget that. We will not forget it. So, Josh and I are here today in our capacity to express our joy, to express our spiritual joy. That's what's happened today. It's a good day. It's a happy day for all of us. It's a happy day for this county. I even see our former congressman here, Steve Roth. Always it's good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, as I get older, I don't get wiser. I get more ferocious. And I'm telling those who are enemies of law enforcement, you'll have me to contend with to continue as the chair of law enforcement in the Congress of the United States. God bless Anthony Cureton.
Please welcome Congressman Josh Gottheimer for the second presentation.
Never easy to follow Bill Pascrell. We never know what he's going to say, though. That's good. Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. It's so wonderful to see all of you. It is an unbelievably great day here in Bergen County, and I'm so glad to be part of it. I want to thank all the elected officials, all the dignitaries, and more importantly, every single person who woke up today who wanted to be part of this very special occasion for Sheriff Cureton. I'm not going to give you anything. Relax. It's your day, man. I'm not going to do it. I also want to take a second, if it's okay, to give an extra recognition to all the men and women in law enforcement here who are here today, who wake up every single day and get our backs. Our job is to get your backs, and I want you all to know how grateful we are for you. We're gathered here to usher in a new era in Bergen County. It's no secret that Bergen has been a key part of this great country from the beginning. From 1776, when General George Washington made his headquarters right here in Hackensack, to the terror attacks on September 11th, when our officers and first responders rushed toward the smoke while others ran out. Generations have written great chapters about Bergen County's history, and today we're here to begin another. And I can think of no better partner in writing this new chapter than our new sheriff, Anthony Cureton, the first African-American sheriff and the best man for the job in Bergen County. We know that for 28 years, not 30, Anthony has bravely served our community in law enforcement. 25 years of distinguished service as an officer in Englewood, rising to the rank of detective sergeant. His law enforcement credentials are unimpeachable. And I think we have to remember that every single day, of just how much he has done and given back to our community. I can personally attest to this, from working with him on community policing initiatives to his battle against opioids. I know that Anthony will be and continue to be every day a valuable asset to this state and to all those in our great country. It's time to come together and do what is best for our county and for our state, and that is to give Sheriff Cureton and all law enforcement the resources they need to keep us safe and to keep themselves safe. And Bill and I are committed to that. It's what he told me the first day I got sworn in, and what we will continue to do in Washington for everyone in law enforcement every single day. So, with that, Sheriff, I had this flag flown over the Capitol, and Bill wanted me to say that he did too. In honor of this very special day, in celebration of you and what you've accomplished, in recognition of your family and all they've done to help you get here, and all the people who've helped you get here. But as you know, in what you do and what we all do, this is not about party. The stripes on here are not being Democrat or Republican. They're about our American stripes. And that's who we wake up every day to defend and protect, and I know you will do every single day. You can't take that joke back. So, congratulations, Sheriff Cureton. Know that my door is always open, as I know your door will always be open to everyone in our county. Thank you. May God bless you and watch over you and your family. And may God continue to watch over our great United States of America. Thank you. God bless you.
I'm sorry, I forget my immediate family over here who just gave me an earful. My brother and my sister-in-law, Sam, Kira, and Sheila. My family from South Carolina and Long Island that came up. My extended family all over there. Mother-in-law, Mr. Sokol, Judge Carver. Thank you all, and my nice men down there in Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Thank you, brother.
Can everyone please stand for the benediction, which will be delivered by Bergen County Sheriff's Chaplain, Rabbi Joel Friedman.
Good morning, everyone. Let us bow our head and let us pray. Dear Father in heaven, as we all gather here today in fellowship to bestow the oath of office upon the Bergen County Sheriff, Anthony Cureton, I ask that you bless the leadership of Anthony Cureton and his family. Provide Sheriff Cureton wisdom and strength to properly lead his team. Protect him and all the members of the Bergen County Sheriff Department and all the law enforcement community throughout the state. Please guide them as they keep us safe each and every day and hold them firmly in your care should any danger come their way. Dear Father, grant grace and light to all who are here today in body and spirit. Bless the Attorney General, the Honorable Gabriel Graywald, the Prosecutor, the Chair, the County Executive, and all of our elected officials here today to lead their office in the righteous path, and may they make fine decisions when faced with issues and unrest. We thank you for all that you have done and you will continue to do for all of us. We pray for peace in the name of God. And let us all say together, Amen. Amen. Thank you all.
That concludes our program. Before we say goodbye, we just want to remind everyone that we have refreshments in 2 Bergen County Plaza. And if you parked in 2 Bergen County Plaza, please see the security desk to get your ticket validated. Thank you so much for coming. Have a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful day.